Hey everyone, it's me, Adam P, and I have another reaction and review for you for Rupaul'S Drag Race Season 8, Episode 5. That's right, it's Snatch Game, mama. Derek, that intro, the entire intro, it just made me feel more hatred towards Derek. I do appreciate his confidence, but it's just, he's very clueless though, and I think he really is shaking in his goddamn boots, but he doesn't want to show it, because I will never cry over you. Some shit like that. And like I said, they're doing the Snatch game for this episode, so they do celebrity impersonations while playing the match game. So, for the list of queens, let's just go one by one and say how we feel. We have Acid Betty as Nancy Grace. Initially, I was like, you know, this could work out. This could be well. I can see Nancy being dragged up. I can really see it. Performance-wise, though, absolute flatline. There was nothing funny about Nancy Grace, mama, on that. I was like, what on earth? And that wig was a little... I was like, no, bitch. No, wait a minute. And speaking of deflatations, we have Naomi Smalls. And she was originally going to want to do Whoopi Goldberg. And then she heard that Bob was going to do it too. So she was like, I'm going to switch this shit up. And so she went with New York. Now listen, as a massive Tiffany New York Pollard fan, the amount of disappointment, I was disgusted. Like, girl, what? I can't even describe how disappointed I was with that portrayal of our girl in New York. Like, that really bummed me out. She didn't even do the boobs right. She didn't even get the tattoo on her left titty. Like, what? It's Tiffany! You just have to be really extra! And she wasn't even extra at all. It was just like... that, like, it was like, wow, that's really, really bad. Like, that was your performance in New York. And if you know New York, you know how big of a personality she is. Her other answer was like, a big clock. And Rue was like, oh, so you like big clocks. And it's like, girl, you know the opportunity's right there. It's right there. Rue knew she was struggling, so she handed her a cock joke. And she couldn't, it was so disappointing. And we had Chi-Chi DeVayne as Eartha Kitt. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She was, you know, a jazz singer, and then she also was Catwoman in a Batman movie. And so, that's all the knowledge that Chi-Chi had, and so she was like, I'll make a few cat jokes here and there then. But, I mean, not knowing anything about that celebrity at all, I still thought Chi-Chi was funny. Like, I still think she was delightful. Then we have Derek Barry as Britney Spears, which I got so frustrated with him when he was like, well, I was thinking of doing Britney Spears, but I want to change it up to show them I'm not just Britney. You stupid cunt. This is a celebrity impersonation game. And you've been impersonating Britney half the time. And then when they're like, alright, this is a celebrity impersonation game, and yet you think in your head, you know what, I'm gonna do some other, like, ratchet impersonation. Like, what the hell? And Rue, I know Rue in her head was probably like, bitch, you better put your fucking blonde ass wig on, you get your ass out there, and you're gonna impersonate goddamn Britney Spears for me, you fucking got it. But of course, Rue was just like, you know, sometimes the most obvious option is the best. So that was well put, Rue, well put. I thought Derek was fine though. I thought Derek did well at the challenge. You know, he did make fun of Britney, which is good. I mean, he didn't really do as much as the clueless Britney that Tatiana did. It was kind of different, I guess, but, you know, he did get top, and I guess, you know, good for him, you know? I mean, I knew Derek wasn't going home if he was impersonating Britney. I was like, oh, you're not going home, girl, you're fine, you're fine. Then we have Kimchi, who was debating between Pearl and Kim Jong-il's sister. and she chose Kimmy Jong-il. And I mean, her character was still like quirky and funny. I was kind of disappointed though it wasn't like technically Kim Jong-il. Like it was just kind of a made up thing kind of. I know, like he just got around with it. He's basically doing Kim Jong-il. It's just for drag. And we have Bob, the drag queen, who at first was Uzo Aduba. And, well, he was Crazy Eyes. And so, he did really well as Crazy Eyes. And then he switched it up to Carol Channing. And I thought that was funny too. I think he did both characters very well. That is a little showboaty, I think, of him switching different characters. We have Thorgy Thor as Michael Jackson. I thought she did well too. It wasn't like a super standout funny, but it was still a really strong performance, I definitely feel. And finally we have Robbie Tanta as Diana Vreeland. And I mean, what a flat line too. I was like, and she was like, well, you know, I really have to hold this up for my Seattle sisters who won. And it was just a flat line. It was very, very, very forgetful for me. I barely remember it. I just remember her being like, I don't know what the hell is going on, darling. Now, for the runway, darling. This theme was A Night of 100 Madonnas, which was amazing idea. So, let's break it down. Alright, well, it's funny because half the girls did kimonos, and it's like, y'all couldn't think of anything else. I was really, really looking forward to it. I wanted some more diverse outfits, but of course half of them had to be a kimono, and it's like, that's not even her most iconic thing. Like, I'm sure all of them were like, oh, they're not going to do the kimono look, so I'm going to do it. So it's like, damn. Thorgy's, okay, but let's take it one by one. Thorgy's kimono, loved it. I loved the makeup too. I liked her attitude as well in the runway, so I give that a major 2. Kim Chi, I give a 2. I thought it was good. I thought she looked wonderful as well. They're probably the best 2, like, kimonos. But Naomi looked really good too, I'm not gonna lie. Except, I do agree though that she kind of has been having the same silhouette, so I do want it to switch it up. I do want to see, I like runway, I like sexy, but I want different runway, different sexy. Like for example, Violet's runway, like, she always blew me away, but she definitely has some variety. And next we have Derek's, which was the worst one. The wig, the kimono, all of it, I was like, bye-bye, no, I mean, I'll give it a boo. I'll give it a boo, because I'm that bitch. And then Acid finally switched it up, and with the pregnant belly and giving birth to doves, I think that was a very creative choice, and I think it looked well on her too. Michelle didn't like her makeup. I thought her makeup looked good. I thought her wig looked good. Her runway really, really helped her out. Even though she's still in a bottle too, because that Nancy Grace baby. And then Thorgy Thor did a baseball outfit from A League of Their Own, which I could see because, you know, it's a period movie. I think since the movie is about women playing baseball while the men fought in war, so it's like a throwback movie. So I think it was a very creative choice. Her hair, I don't like. Her hair is something else. Then we have Chi Chi Divine, which I will actually give a 2. It's I know, some people will hate it. I'm so happy I finally saw a fucking comb bra. Like, hello. And that she made this, like, within 6 hours or whatever. And that's really cool, too. And finally, we have Bob, the drag queen, as Madonna at the 2013 GLAAD Media Awards, which was a good idea. It was a good outfit. Her padding was impeccable, as like they said. With all that being said, the 2 girls safe this week were Kim Chi and Chi Chi. Kim Chi, Chi Chi. Which, I mean, I do agree with. They were both very middle, I think, with the performance. And then the top girls this week were Derek, and then those editing skills. Now, we need to get into this right now. Now, wait a minute. As you know, the season Thorgy's been kind of frustrated about like not really winning, but always wowing the judges. So they were like, Thorgy, you were super wonderful and great. Bob, you were wonderful and great too. Bob is the winner. I was like, oh, bitch! Thorgy's been doing so well, and then they still are just not throwing this bitch a bone, and now this is the second win for Bob. Landing on the bottom was Robbie, Miss Excuses Turner, and then the bottom two, which surprisingly was Naomi and Acid. These two queens, I saw them going pretty far. You know, I said Acid was top 5, and then Naomi top 4. So this is a pretty big surprise for me to see them in the bottom two. I knew it was a Madonna song. I wish it was a better Madonna song, but you know, we'll take it, we'll take it, we'll take it. The lip sync was actually pretty sickening though. I wasn't sure. I think Acid really gave good like theatrics with it, and it sucked that she had a big bring it belly with these doves coming out. But Naomi was so fierce during that lip sync. And I was like, you got me back, bitch. You got me back. You hurt me from that New York impression, but you got me back. So, unfortunately, Acid Betty was eliminated, which was a surprise to me. And she seemed to take it actually not bad at all. I thought she was going to be really, really pissed, but we didn't really see any of that. So, I mean, it's a talent loss. It's a real too bad because I think her runways... It's also kind of a surprise, though. Like, she's been doing good. And then this episode, she boofed up, and they were like, see ya, girl. Alright, and next week is the Wizards of Drag, where they're taking the cast from Little Women of LA and doing makeovers with them for Wizard of Oz characters. I think this is going to be a really, really cool challenge. I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to it. So, overall, though, my favorite on Snatch Game, it had to be Bob, though. Bob definitely did make me laugh the most. And then my favorite runway, I think, is going to have to be Thorgy Girl. And now, here are my rankings now. Here's where it stands. Number 7, Robbie Turner. Number 6, Derek Barry. Number 5, Chi Divine. Number 4, Naomi Smalls. Number 3, Kim Chi. And you know what, just for this week, I'm going to switch it. I'm going to put number 2, Bob, and number 1, Thorgy. Since Thorgy, they've been doing you wrong, girl. So, you're my number 1 right now. So, mwah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this other reaction and review. And please, please, please let me know what you guys think of this episode 2. And yeah, make sure you hit the like button as well. And you can hit me up on my social media. I'm always like who on my Snapchat. And don't forget to take those extra 0.2 seconds to hit that subscribe button so you can always get the tea from me. Adam B! Oh yeah! I'll see you guys soon. We also have Chi Divine as Eartha Kit. Eratha.